blurry, then I'm just gonna is low. Well, that's one thing about getting old, you start getting real impatient with things that bother you. So let's get in back in here. I'm hoping that all of my top fans can rejoin me because I know I was just having some connectivity issues. But let me do it again. I am Miss Tanya, your holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner of Denver, Colorado, coming on live this morning to wish you a happy Sunday and tell you I love you and I care about you. I don't need to know you to care about you. And honestly, what it is I care about your hair, your skin, and your nails. And that's what a holistic practitioner is all about. We look at the whole and we're not afraid to test and research and do trials in order to determine what's better. We tend to not rock with what's popular, and we tend to want to stay as mild and as safe as possible. And we like things to make sense. We don't like to be confused or anything. So get in here, go on and get in here, and please let me know if my video is blurry, because that was the problem we were just having a little while ago. Now I'm learning to check in with my audience to ask, how are things looking? Is it blurry? Can you hear me okay? Is it good? Hi, greetings. Get in here, y'all. Get in here. Get in here. Again, I'm Miss Tanya, your holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner of Denver, Colorado. I'm also the CEO of Tanya Does Hair, LLC, a holistic hair and scalp restoration practice here in Denver, Colorado. I'm so proud. I'm also the founder and creator of the all new hydration treatment. We're about to talk about that. Like, I can't see anything. It's a strange. There it is. Hmm. I don't know why. This is so frustrating. I think YouTube is doing it on purpose, y'all, because they don't like me telling y'all the truth. They don't like the fact that I'm empowering you all to know the truth about your hair and your skin. So, can you hear me okay? Because we might have to just do this blurry style today. Can y'all hear me all right, or is my voice distorted as well? Because we may just have to put the darn cell phone down and I'll just keep talking and we'll turn this into a podcast this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Because your messages are not blurry. I just don't know how to make my own comments. I wish I knew how to comment like I can on Facebook. Ooh, oh, do some of y'all follow me on Facebook? Like I got a whole world of haters over there. They mad at me on Facebook, and I'm earning like $1,000 a month over on Facebook. Do y'all know how slow the money is here on YouTube? It's slow. I don't know about y'all, but I've always been in the fast money. I don't like slow money. And YouTube is slow and tight with the views over here. But Meta, whew, they just sent me my invoice for the payment for July, and it's $1,000.97. Listen, everybody, I need somebody to check in with me. I know that it's already blurry, but is my voice distorted or is it messing up? Do I sound like I'm underwater or anything? Can you hear me okay? Greetings, Netta. Netta, Emily, someone, please help me. I think they messing with me, y'all. They don't like me helping y'all like this. They want us to keep struggling and using conditioner and thinking that it's going to provide us with moisture. They keep wanting us to keep adding oils and growth serums to our scalps because that's making our scalps good, good. So listen, everybody, we just got to turn this into a podcast, okay? So, what I came on to talk about, I don't know if you all were able to watch my relaxer video that I did. I decided to go live. Listen, I've been doing the stuff that I'm doing that you all are watching me do for years. I didn't just start 20 years ago, I started 33 years ago. And I am doing things based on my community. Okay, I live here in Denver, Colorado. I don't live where most of y'all that are joining me live, and climate does matter. We're going to talk about that too. But I've decided to shift because I listen to my clients. I have a certain type of clientele base that I service, which are older women. Some people need to understand this. I've done so much research with me and my brand to identify the whys. And I was shooketh when you do the research because you do all this assuming. And I was like, dang, I didn't realize a lot of this stuff. So when you receive the revelation, and which is the truth, it's like, whoa, it allows you to pivot and adjust in order to do better. And this is where I understand I am different from a lot of individuals from behind the chair, y'all. Most individuals behind the chair are sensitive. I'm not sensitive, y'all. I got extremely tough skin where I have to tell most of my clients no. Don't you know that word is one of the law of attractions from behind the chair? Once a client hears you tell them that you don't think that y'all should be doing what the client has suggested, don't you know that makes a client horny, y'all? It doesn't run them away from you. So let me be clear. I'm 33 years in. I started doing hair in 1988. Most of the smart ass individuals following me on Facebook were born in 1990 or later. I've had to do that much research to understand why do they think they need heat protectant when using heat? Why do they think they need conditioner? Why do they think they need an oil to grow their hair, or a peel or a powder at that? I had to do the research, ladies, in order to clear my own confusion. Now, if that stuff didn't confuse no one else, once again, welcome. My name is Miss Tanya. I'm a holistic hair and scalp restoration practitioner. I started doing hair in 1988. I'm a 50-year-old woman. So when I first started doing hair, I was born in 75. So in 1988, I'm already in high school, okay? Ninth grade, I entered into Manual High School here in Denver, Colorado. And Manual High School was the only high school back in 1988 that had a cosmetology department in the basement. That, Miss Brown was her name, was the first time Miss Tanya was trained on a service that I was already doing to my hair. Wasn't interested in learning how to, I was not interested in learning how to do extensions. It wasn't even out back then. But I was interested in pressing my textured hair, okay? The service that I was trained on, everyone, back in 1988 here in Denver, Colorado, it was called a shampoo, blow dry, press, and curl. And one thing I'm not going to lie, about the quote salon industry was that the majority of the individuals that were in the chair were older women. You see, nowadays we got 20-year-olds in the chair. We got kids in the chair, just like on the airplanes. There was a time when there was no kids on an airplane. Times have changed, right? Right. So back in 88, everyone, things were real simple. I know that those that were born in 1990 or later, this is going to hurt. It shouldn't, because the truth should never hurt you, nor your feelings. It should empower you, and it should inspire you and motivate you to learn more. Because if you've never heard about it before, that doesn't mean it's stupid. Can I get some likes if you all are feeling me this morning? Or if I'm making sense, can y'all like the live? Because I know it's blurry. Thank you. Number 5. Can I get 6? So thank you, number 5. I appreciate you. Again, happy Sunday, everyone. Let me go back to this important path that I've been anointed and appointed to exercise, and I'm grateful for God for it. I thank God I got chosen to gain this knowledge. So, 1988 here in Denver, Colorado was real different for us back then. There was no conditioner on the market to be bought. That's the, I think, bigger problem that I'm having with my Facebook crowd over there, which we're about to hit 30,000 strong. And listen, you can't buy followers on Facebook like you can buy them over on Instagram. So that's an organic following that I'm proud to have over on the Facebook side, but it's a bunch of white girls and it's also a bunch of young ones at that. Listen, my daughter is 33 years old. It's her generation that's giving me all this pushback, that's arguing with me about needing edge control and you need heat protection and plug ups are better than a Marcel iron. They are looking so ridiculous over on Facebook. It's ridiculous. But the important part, I had to do the research, everyone. You see, because remember, Miss Tanya cares. And that's something that most women don't do, especially when it comes to another woman. Ooh, it's one thing for us to take care of ourselves, right? Right. But it's another thing for you to find, especially another woman of color. Hmm to help you with your hair at home, not in the chair. I said at home, y'all. That's where the real struggle lies. So, back in the age, y'all, I can only talk about myself in my city. And maybe it is like yours. I don't know. But y'all can comment just so y'all know, so you can let me know you're here. Can y'all comment y'all city and state for me? Because we can still comment. That's what's dope about this podcast. We can listen and comment. Things was real simple. The service was called a shampoo, blow dry, press, and curl. There was no conditioner used. There was no edge control used. There was no gel used. There was no serums used. We didn't use hairspray. None of that was used. And our hair was fine. And the only women that will say amen to that on this here Sunday will be women that were born before 1990. Hmm. Ooh, so, um, and maybe conditioner was sold maybe in another market because I don't know. I'm born and raised here in Denver. Maybe it was in another market, but here in Denver, it was not even sold. We didn't even have beauty supply store back in 1988. Okay. So for me, I got extremely distracted. I remember the first time I heard about using conditioner. First of all, it was for the white people because it came out with the white lines. It came out with Paul Mitchell VO5 and what was the other one? Paul Mitchell VO5. I know those was the two main white lines that they sold here in a store called Yellowfront in Woolsworth because that's where we had to go for our products. We didn't even have grocery stores here back then. And there was this thing back then where there was called white hair products and there was black hair products. And I don't know what made us even set that awful mindset because hair is hair, just like a heart is a heart. You can't say, well, I got a black heart or there's black hearts and there's white hearts. No, it's not a race thing when you all things. So when it comes to hair, there is no, to me, difference between the two. Like I just said, I know a lot of white girls that have textured hair. It used to be only black people that had textured hair, and all white people had that super natural straight hair that is bone straight when it's wet. And that's how you can tell if you really have textured hair. You got to wet it, right? So 88 was very simple back then. And for me, I've always loved to press. So back then, the tools, let's go down that road. I just told you what products was used. It was shampoo only, y'all. We didn't have no conditioner. We sat under a heated dryer to dry the hair. We didn't have no plastic baggies or none of that. That was used for a jerry curl, you feel me? So I then realized, like I said, back in 88, that nobody's hair was falling out. Women didn't have no alopecia, which just means hair loss. None of this was going on. Hair wasn't crunchy, brittle. There's so many women that refuse to admit that this is what is going on with your hair. And I know it's time for somebody to bring this to the storefront. And it's not Tanya that wanted to do it. It's the research that I've done that has revealed these revelations. Hmm. So, shampoo, blow dry, press, and curl was done by way of, like I said, the hooded dryer was to dry the hair. You parted the fours, four plaits, or you twisted the hair for it to dry. Then it came from out of the dryer because our initiates once it's wet and it grows as it dries. We all know this about that's the difference with textured hair versus naturally straight hair. Naturally straight hair stays straight no matter if it's wet or dry. Textured hair, it's got a life. Our hair, it does things. It be doing things. So let's reel that back in. The hooded dryer was to dry the hair. We then came from under the hooded dryer, and then a pressing comb that you put into an electric stove was used to press the texture out because our hair is amazing. It reforms with heat and it straightens with heat as well, and water at that. But excuse me, only heat straightens it. I don't want to confuse anybody. Water doesn't straighten our hair. We all know that. Water makes it go wavy, right? Right. All right. So you press it out, and we use something called grease. And it's crazy because a lot of the comments on Facebook, they're accusing me of using grease, and it's like I don't use grease. But some of my clients like to be heavy. And this is where I've pivoted for the community here in Denver. A lot of my clients got thick hair. Thick hair ladies love their hair to be controlled and heavy. They don't like that flowy fly-by hair type stuff. That's just, I think young girls only like that stuff that have a thinner density, a lower density. But nonetheless, you then had to go back in with either rollers to roll the hair, or then we here in Denver with Shirley Temple curling our hair with a Marcel curling iron because these things with the cords was not out on the market either. If you wanted to do black hair here in Denver back in 1988, you had to learn how to clap, twirl, and open and close a Marcel iron. Facts. And you had to learn how to use the press and comb. So that was my beginning, everyone. A shampoo, blow dry, press and curl. I call it the My Water experience. And all I've done is implemented my science and research that I've done over 14 months out of my life. And mind you, all, I didn't just go to beauty school and got the bare basic beauty school diploma. That's what I call the license. It's a beauty school diploma because we have to understand the truth about a lot of things. Just like when you get a high school diploma, that's just the basic educational platform. It's a GED is called a general educational diploma. A high school diploma just means you got the basics. We need to understand this. Only those that went to college are going to agree with me to say true that. I had to go to college. I had to further my education to get my PhD and to earn this 6 figures a year on my job, right? Instead of only earning 60,000 a year on the job, right? Those are the individuals that only got the high school diploma. The research went so deep. I had to put on some scuba gear, y'all. Ways out, but it reveals a lot. And so back to the style and tools, which was very basic. It was a Marcel, and it all I did was implement some science and research because I realized that we need soft hair now. Some things have changed. Remember, I was talking about that in the beginning, everyone. And I don't know about anybody else's climate, but here in Denver, it's like we're under attack when it comes to lack of moisture. It's leaving real fast. It's extremely dry. that's causing our hair, I won't go into the why, that's causing hair here to struggle. And the only individuals that know this are those that care about their hair, because only the individuals that care about their hair monitor their hair. Only individuals that monitor their hair are the ones that are noticing that there is a negative difference about their hair. And those that are noticing a negative difference about their hair are the ones that are going to keep searching for a solution, something different, right? Right. I invite you all. I invite you all to try something different. It's time. You've tried everything else. My God, I come with a water, not another conditioner, not another serum. We got enough of them. Half the world is selling growth serums. Half the world is selling an oil. Half the world is selling a shampoo. Half the world is selling a conditioner. Damn, everybody's wondering, Miss Tanya, why didn't you sell? Because I'm trying to come with a solution, not another problem. So again, I invite you all who have not yet. Can those of you that are following me, because Miss Yvonne, I'm hoping she's here, Miss Netta, greetings again. Those of you that have used my product, can y'all just start helping me tell the story? If Vaughn happens to pop in on here, he's going to help tell it. He's used the product. He sees how much better his hair is. We don't even use the word healthy in my tribe anymore, y'all, because I don't know what that means. I show my clients photos of certain hair types, and I tell them that those here in Denver call that healthy hair care. So our climate has changed, y'all, and it's not just the climate, our environment has changed. Let me tell you another problem we're having here in Denver. I don't know why they are built, I don't know why there's so many people flooding this city, but it's causing a public water problem. That's how deep I dive with research, everybody. And I know that we never thought about what the tap water and what our climate might be doing to us, but it's time that you all open your mindsets up to these things that do matter. The tap water is no longer rinsing like it used to, my people. So you got to stay mild now. You got to access products that have the least amount of chemicals in that ingredient list. Yeah, I'm not going to make y'all learn the words like I had to learn them, but at least I'm going to lead you all. Those that care, remember, I'm within a world right now where the majority of individuals that have hair do not care about it. I'm going to say that again. The majority of the women of the world today that have hair do not care about it. That goes for those behind the chair as well as those that sit in the chair. So this is why Miss Tanya is having so much pushback and problems of the industry of today, because us older women have become silenced by all of this popular stuff that got implemented into the game of hair care back in the 1990s. So I'm here to loudly and proudly state I'm done with my independent research study. I now offer 3 amazing silk press options for my Denver community. I know we're struggling. My daughter is 33. I'm very aware of the struggles that are going on in the world today. So I've done my due diligence with doing the research for us. I'm not a gatekeeper anymore. I'm no longer hiding anything. I educate through my chair because I need time. I can't educate anybody having a conversation on live. I can't educate anybody by showing a 60-second video on Facebook. We cannot learn anything on social media. This is why you get your best health care when you go see a doctor. This is why you get your best oral care when you go see a dentist. You're going to get your best hair care when you find a specialist, AKA practitioner, like myself. And I'm going to say it again. My demographical market are women that are my age are older. I struggle with women that are younger with me because they struggle with CPC. I didn't say PCP, I said CPC. You might want to write this down. In order to truly be successful with obtaining anything in your life on a successful level, like Miss Tanya has done many levels, you got to become addicted to CPC. That means commitment, patience, and consistency. And I don't care how old you are, and especially us older women, we must learn to grow some compassion for the younger women. We have to remember how we were in our 30s and our 20s and 30s too. We got to have some compassion. We wasn't patient, changing stuff all the time. We changing boyfriends, we changing our address, we changing our phone numbers. Y'all follow me? We was always changing stuff. So that's called inconsistency. And then patient, ooh, we was impatient. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't wait for nothing. Couldn't wait for nothing to grow, nothing to work. So we was just constantly going and buying a whole bunch of stuff because we refused to do any research and just no patience. And then the consistency part. That's another word for frequency, ladies. The times, I did not mean to stutter. The times that you do something is known as the frequency. That's known as consistency. And that's the practice. You feel me? That's how you get better. Listen, ladies, these formulas are in the research. I just took the time to go dive and go search for them, and I snatched them all up, and I've implemented them not just into my lifestyle, but into my business as well. Listen, I see what's happening in my building. Yesterday, every client, all five that I had booked and confirmed every Saturday, mind you. Look, some clients think I'm closed, y'all, because I ain't got no openings on Saturdays. I service a whole bunch of clients. I'm very busy. I average $10,000 a month here in Denver, and I did that off of one service. I just added two more services, and they're the services I created. I do not offer any beauty school or social media or salon services in my private practice. I want to be an alternative solution. I'm confident enough to not be like nobody else. I'm cool with being the only one using a hydrate. Not the only one. Shout out to my daughter Deja. Shout out to my um, reseller, Miss Shani. Shout out to Miss Tamara. She still uses it. And I do have a nice tribe of individuals behind me that use my product, but all the other ones have fallen off the ship, which is fine. I've had Denver stylists look me in my face and times, and they're clearly not doing any research. So back to my basics and me and what I'm doing. I decided I retired everyone from being a stylist. I would never call myself a stylist ever again. Why? Because I did the research. That's why. And a stylist is a title of someone who is in their beginnings, just like when you call someone a graduate. Okay. You don't call a professor, excuse me, not a graduate. Um, Damn it, what is it called? I lost my history. There are levels. When you first get out of beauty school, you are a stylist. And listen, clients, you all need to understand something. Half of you don't even know which one you're booking with. You don't know if you're booking with a hairstylist or a cosmetologist. Did you all know that there is a huge difference between the two? Can somebody type something so that I know that this all isn't going upon deaf ears? Because I don't see anything on my side except for Miss Netta a little while ago. No. Hmm. This is telling me that I'm gonna actually regroup. I'm gonna stop going live here at home because I made a lot of changes to adjust my budget, and one of them was minimizing my internet connection here at home. So I think the best thing for me to do is to just go live from home because I'm not getting what I should be getting and what I used to get here at home on my live right now. So thanks anybody that can hear, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this and just hope that you all just continue. Make sure you subscribe. That way you'll get the notification when I go live again, and you'll be able to continue to just listen to reason, like I said, what the research has revealed, and understand that I'm changing women's lives here. Now I have women flying in, driving in to come book with me. My newest participant that just joined my program is driving. She's not the first one either. Driving from Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's the next state over. Yesterday, I had two clients on the books that drive up from Colorado Springs. That's not up the street and around the corner from Denver either. That's about a 45-minute drive. It's not close. There are women that do care. I thought everybody wanted to braid. I thought every single body wanted to do a wig, wanted some type of an extension like these K-tips or something. I thought that was everybody. No, that's only the young girls. Older women, they don't want another hairstyle. Older women want somebody that's going to cater to them. Older women are looking for someone that can look and speak professional, and that part is so important to them. Older women are looking for longevity in the results. They don't want to go and pay $100+ for something that's only going to last one day. And if you're still following the beauty school or social media approaches, that's exactly what's happening. And that's why my building might be so empty. So that's everybody. I've done the research. I've done the work that I'm supposed to. And it's gotten me out here looking what I call foreign because my community refuses to admit that they are confused and that they need something different, that they need new skills and that they need new services and they need some different products. I can't make them drink the water, y'all. All I have done is led them to it. I've offered training, I've offered classes, I've invited stylists to come in and watch me. I've done stylists' hair here in Denver, and they all said, nope, I ain't doing it. And I think it's because you don't care. And that's hard to admit. It's hard for a woman to say, I don't care about my hair. I don't care about my skin. I don't care if it's all blotchy and broke out. I don't care about my health. I don't care if I don't drink enough water. I do not care. There's so many individuals of the world today that don't care compared to individuals that do. But I'm rounding them up just like the tassel does within cattle. I'm rounding up women that do care. And yesterday, I spoke to a woman, just bought the product. She lives in Georgia. Most raised. That's crazy. I went to two high schools here. I know a lot of salon owners and I know a lot of stylists. One of my guy friends, I be having friends, I remember one day I was venting because for Denver be frustrating me. And I was going off, and when I say Denver, I'm talking about stylists. I'm only talking about my industry. And I was telling them like they understand what the conditioner is doing and they act like they need it and they think they need heat protectant. He said, Tanya, just keep doing what you're doing. He said, because eventually, he said, they're going to have to come to you. And that's true. Up a whole nother spot because you think that the solution is to open up like private suites. These places are emptying out. A lot of people need to swallow that lump of pride and come talk to me, come holler at me. Clients are looking for. I know what's wrong. I did the research. I took the time to talk to a whole bunch of clients. They sick of not being started on time. They sick of walking in and the provider looking crazy, like the provider just got out of bed. Women ain't paying big money, high ticket prices for that. You're going to have to keep charging $55 for your silk press service. If you don't realize, remember this about the revelations, you've got to realize it's time for change. So thank you all for joining me, because I know this is a janky live that I'm gonna post. I have so many people texting me. That's why I'm getting off, because there's so many that need me that are, I call it aggressive enough, because you gotta be aggressive. People are not aggressive. They're scared to clear their confusions. They're scared to ask for help. I asked one of the stylists here in Denver that I'm very close to, and I asked her, how come you don't ask? How come you don't ask questions and ask for help? You know what she said? She said, because I don't want to look stupid. You know what I told her? I said, you look stupid not asking, because you have a resource that's willing to give it to you. As I drop gems to them all day, every day, and they don't drop a penny into my pocket for me. If anything, they buy in product, but you're not just giving me no money, which I do for more. Oh, yeah. It's just like Jesus did back in the old day. This one just like that. And continue reaping the benefits of offering holistic hair care for those that care about their hair. So thanks, y'all, for listening. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. Thanks for liking the live. Thanks for subscribing to my tribe. And I'm going to post this. I'm going to go on and upload this one so that you all can listen. I'm going to view it. If it's real, real ugly, I'll probably delete it. But thanks for watching. And again, I think I'll be going live. And I think I'm going to do so today. I'm going to ask the client if she's all right with it. And if she's okay, I'll go live today, because I'm doing a pixie today, which is pretty dope. Show you how I kind of clean her up and then how I style her. So join me today, 1 p.m. East Mountain Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of y'all on the East Coast. Thanks for y'all's following. I love y'all, because y'all are the ones that really care about hair. Listen, 98% of my clientele base is not from Denver, and I'm born and raised here, but I attract those that are not from here. That's crazy. Well, it's what's up. I'm loving this 10,000 a month. I ain't never going back to the beauty school approaches. I'll never offer another protein treatment. I will never touch keratin again. I'm never doing another extension on somebody. Forget that. I'm never doing a wig. I'm not doing the natural curly with just leaving with no, 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 no. I'm the alternative. So we got a lot of options out here. Still women that call me. You don't have to, there's so many others that can do that for you. I want to end the struggle. I want to make your hair better, healthier than it is now, and I want to make it thicker and fuller than it is now. So thanks, y'all, for watching. Happy Sunday. I love you all. And I hope y'all have a great day.